All right, what's up, guys? VV back with another video. And in today's video, guys, we are going to be checking out some games of Red Yellow Sabo. That's right. I have mentioned it before on the channel, actually very recently, that we are now in the Red Yellow Sabo arc of my journey through the One Piece TCG. So I would expect a video on this leader probably about once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. But yeah, let me not get too far ahead of myself, guys. I'm going to give you a quick breakdown, say what we're getting into, so that way we can just hop straight into this video. First up, we're going to head over to the lab, and we're going to watch a community-submitted video of someone else playing Red Yellow Sabo versus Enel. So, like I said, guys, it's going to be like a Red Yellow Sabo extravaganza today, guys. We're going to have all kinds of Red Yellow Sabo action. Other people playing it, me playing it, different versions of the deck, all kinds of cool stuff. But we'll hop over to the lab first. From there, we'll head over to the Bandai website and check out some product that is being released very soon, guys. Would you guys believe that OP08 is like a little over a month away? That's it. It's like not even 2 months away anymore. We'll talk about that as we get to it with some product releases. Then we will hop over to the games on the sim. Excuse me, we're going to hop right into the action of some more Red Yellow Sabo, okay? And in the Red Yellow Sabo games that I'm going to feature on this video of me playing, those are I'm pretty sure all of them are going to be showing off some of the new ST20 cards, some of the new Big Mom Pirates cards from the ST20 starter deck that comes out in OP08.5. Okay, that should be a lot of fun. Pretty interesting stuff there. I came across some pretty interesting ideas, and then we'll finish off the whole video with me going over the deck list and, you know, wrapping up in that way, giving my final thoughts on it there. All right, guys, you know what you're getting into. I'll have everything timestamped in the general description, and I'll have all relevant links and deck lists in the comment section. Let's do this. Okay. First things first, we have a game from the lab. Let me move this leader slide real quick. There we go. Now, for those who are not aware, at the beginning of all my videos, I have started doing this section that I call the lab. Someone else came up with the name. Big shout out to that. I think it was Angel Ortega, I think their name was, if I remember correctly. I can't remember exactly. But they said, hey, why don't you call it the VV Lab? And it stuck, and that's what we call this portion of every video. At the beginning of every one of my videos, we have this portion, or this segment called the lab, where I review a community-submitted game. I don't know who the people are. They just hop on the Discord and submit it. If you're interested in me reviewing one of your games, here's all you have to do. You can download the free program called OBS, which I think the website is obsproject.com or something like that. Just Google search it. You'll find it very easily. It is free recording software for your screen. All you have to do is record a game, upload it to your YouTube, and then on your YouTube, all you have to do is get a link. You can make it private where no one can see it unless they have a link. And then you hop onto the Discord, the VV Theory Discord, hop on there, and then just put it into it. I have an entire channel dedicated to it called Review My Game. As soon as I see it, I add it to the list. It goes in line, and I put a check mark, or excuse me, I put a thumbs up emoji saying that I got it. All right, so that's what we're looking at now, guys. Let's check out this game. This is a community-submitted game. This is not me playing, of Red Yellow Sabo versus Enel. All right, and it does look like this was on the 1.23a version of the sim for those who are interested. Excuse me. Okay, so here we go. Volume is off. Speed is on 2x. The quality is up, and we are good to go. All right, so we did mulligan, and it looks like we are going second as Red Yellow Sabo. I do like that because, okay, but okay, here we go. It looks like we are running a version that is mainly Big Mom Pirates, and it has some Land of Wano and Rush support. So trigger support and Rush support. This is probably very similar to a list that I'm running. Not saying they copied me. I have no idea who made this, you know, who submitted this. I have no idea if they were using my deck list or not. And let me see something. I am going to like skip to the bottom, or I'm just going to look at the bottom. Yeah, there's no deck list for us to check out as we go through this video. So I don't know what the exact deck list is. However, I do see the Big Mom Pirates Searcher, Big Mom Pirates cards, Land of Wano trigger cards, and Luffy. So it's probably running a package like that. Now, with that in mind, I still actually like going first. And I believe we did get to choose. I know you guys can't see that because of my overlay, but the Red Yellow Sabo player did get to choose to go first or second. Excuse me. And I actually would have probably preferred going first, believe it or not. Going first here would allow us to play Pudding on curve and Paraspero on curve. But at the same time, going second's not the end of the world. We'll hit Tin Dawn first. We can draw cards before our opponent, and we'll make him swing into us. So that's fine. I don't think that was like a mistake or anything. It's just a preference. But okay, let's see what happens now. 2 Dawn, we don't really have a play. We wouldn't have had a play if we gone first or second. That's fine. Okay, we got You're the One Who Should Disappear. Then we top decked a Flampe, but this Enel's being pretty aggressive. They're actually attacking us. They're not starving us. That is actually a good sign, believe it or not. It's when Enel decides to, like, how should I say this? When Enel gets, when they try the starve strategy, starve means they don't attack our life. They keep our life high. That way they can hit bigger targets with their Gadatsus and their Yamatos. When they starve us, that's much more scary. However, that's why we run cards like Flampe. They have the added utility of being able to draw cards from life and even potentially draw cards from our life that we set there with our leader effect. Okay, let's keep going. So we're going to swing 6 into an L. They're going to take it. They want to go down to 1 life where they can start generating value, but we want to keep them around 2 life. Gadatsu, we knew that was coming. Hey, we got a top 3 search into another. So pause. They're at 3 life. It would not hurt to take this hit, okay? But hear me out. That's, you know, we don't have to. But okay, they popped our Parasparrow. That was a 3 Dawn character. We do a top 3 search, get another Parasparrow from the search, the on KO search. Now they're attacking in for 5. I think there's a world where I actually take this, believe it or not. Number 1, we could get a trigger, and number 2, getting down to 2 life means their Yamato is going to lose so much value by the end of this game. You see what I mean? And it's just, I don't know. I think that I would consider taking this. So they do toss the Cracker. That's fine. Okay, now we have a pretty decent 6 or 7 Dawn play with the 7 Lin, but we're not there yet. So we're going to play out the Kikanojo. We're going to put 1 life on. Very good. Top of life it. That's perfect. Now the card is safe. It counts as a trigger. It's going to come into play where they have to deal with it. We're at 3 life, so they won't be able to deal with it with something like a Gadatsu. Okay, that's less than ideal. I'll just take it. It's fine. That was their whole turn. So that is the that is the risk. That is the danger of you know, playing against anything yellow, is they might have Banish. Especially if you're dealing with a deck like Katakuri or something that can run 10 Lin, they can really get rid of your cards very quickly. So again, I would be taking this down to 2 life. That's just me personally. I would go down to 2 life here. And I really want... All right, so let's pause. Let's see what the next card is going to be, guys. Like, you know, try to take a mental note. Excuse me, in case I forget. I really want to know what this top card is of our life. Because if it's a trigger, this whole game changes, right? This whole game would be different if it was a trigger. But going down to 2 life, that's where I would try to stay as Sabo. Use your life as a resource. You know what I mean? And that way we can get more cards in hand, more options. We might be able to get triggers and things like that. Okay, so we're on an 8 Dawn turn. Oh, okay. It looks like we're about to play out the Luffy here. And I think that's not a bad option. But I also think that playing out 7 Lin, this is a really, really strong turn to play 7 Lin. And, okay, so hear me out. You attach 1 Dawn to your leader, and you attack 6 into Gadatsu. He's going to counter out. Perfect. Now, we're going to play out a 7 Lin, and then what happens? 2 things can happen. If they choose to lose a life, then we actually don't do anything. Like, you know, I think we might even put our... Just leave the 7 Lin on the board. But if they let us gain a life, we might actually just, you know, put Lin on top of our life. You know what I mean? Just actually, like, get a whole nother turn to do what we just did because it worked. And then that will let us go straight into the 10 Dawn play with Shanks to pop whatever we want. But okay, it looks like they're going to play out the Luffy. Maybe. Wait. Nope. Maybe not. I have not seen these games, guys, so I have no idea what happens. Gonna swing 7 into 6. I think that's a fine play, and then it's gonna be 7 more into 6, and then we can put it back in life. This gets 2 2K counters out of their hand. We're not feeling bad about that exchange, and now we can also take 1 life for free. But again, hopefully they don't have any kind of Banish character. 5. I'd take it, man. I would absolutely take this. So I would take this one, and I would take down to 2 life, because they're probably gonna play out a 9-cost character here. 8-cost Katakuri. They're gonna get that card into life. Okay, that's less than ideal. Swing for 5, very good. Getting a 1K counter for sure right here. That's excellent. See, now that is excellent. And then we bust out the... So, yeah, playing out Shanks there was very good because we are still at 3 life, so that does help. And now it's our opponent's turn. We're at 3 life. They only have 2 potential attacks this turn. They can't even play out Ace because he can't go down to 2 life to actually give it Rush. I mean, he can play out Ace if he wants to gain a life, but hopefully you guys understand what I'm saying. Swing for 7. Let's take it. Okay, 0 cost 3K. Man, you're very, I will say, like, you're very protective of your life cards. I'm not. I'm actually, I tend to not be too protective of them. Swing for 7. Let's see what the card was. Okay, it was a Flampe. I was going to say, because that would have changed everything if that card was a trigger from our third life. Swing for 7. Okay, sure. We can counter out of that. I probably would have gone down to 1 life there. I'm going to be honest, man. I think I would have gone down to 1. Yeah, smack into that thing. I love that. Smash into the Enel. Okay. Yep. 8 into 6. There's no way that he's... If he protects that, he's a little crazy, right? He's a little cray-cray. I mean, he could. Yeah, 0 cost 3K. Fine. All right, now right here, yeah, now you go into Gadatsu for sure. Now you can play out the 7 Lin. You want to trash the top card of your life, or you want to give us a life? They chose to give us a life. Beautiful. That was perfect. That was absolutely perfect. I don't think there was any better way to play that. I would have just taken... I don't know if I would have protected as many cards as you did, where I'd have a little more counter power in my hand. Because he is only a 14K. They can go 17 into him right here. But hey, we can also get out of that if we need to. And I absolutely would. And there's no doubt about that. I absolutely would. We'll take that. Sure. Absolutely take that. Yeah. No. Ah, man. I would just take these. Because now... So if you had taken that hit... You would force him to attack in with the Enel, right? Or potentially he would attack in with the Enel. Then we just play out the Linlin. You know what I mean? We just play out the Linlin again, and we just keep going at it. Okay? All right, here we go. So, what do we have? We have a Sanji. We got a Sanji for the turn. That Tropical Torment's actually not great at this point in the game. It can only hit your opponent's life if they have 4 or more life. Okay, it looks like we're thinking about playing out the Sanji, which is not a bad call. But right here, we can start Luffy looping our opponent. So I would just swing for 12 with our dude, with our Shanks. Yeah, I would swing for 12 with Shanks. And that's going through. Like, he only has 3 cards. He literally can't get out of it unless he has just 3 4K counters in hand or something. Okay, let's see what he does. All right, we're just thinking, waiting for our opponent. Swing for 12 and a 5. They're going to take that. Now we're going to play out a blocker. All right. Yeah, so that was very interesting. I don't know how much I agree with that play. And then, okay, I see. So you didn't want to swing with your leader to get him down to 1 life. I think that's actually a fine call. I would never play out Luffy. Let me just say that right now. So my only concern with this play is you played out Luffy, because if I had to predict the next turn here, they're going to pop Luffy with Yamato. That's just my immediate go-to action there. Unless they don't have a Yamato. We might get lucky here. Maybe they haven't seen a Yamato all game. Swing for 5. I would gladly take this, man. I would absolutely love to take this hit right here. Okay. The other option is we could have used the... All right, now block with the Sanji. Yeah, because that's all he could pop. That was well played. I was going to say, because he could pop our Sanji with their guy, with the Luffy, but just blocking it there is absolutely perfect. Nothing wrong with that play. What just happened? Okay, they did a Raigo. So they Raigo'd to get rid of our Shanks, and we got to keep the Luffy, which is massive. That is massive. Uh-oh. So now they're coming in for 9 with Banish. There goes. Okay, we didn't lose anything. That was fine. That was fine. No big deal. So right here, I would start smashing in right here. But you know what? We don't have to. Hang on a second. Beautiful. And we got to gain a life? Oh, man. The way you leave... So, okay. The way you leave your Luffy on the board scares me. Like, I'm just going to say it right now. There's no way in the world I'm leaving Luffy on the board. It's not happening. Because I can continuously swing with him every single turn. I like the 7 Lin going back to life. That, again, that is absolutely incredible. But I'd rather I would rather have the larger body on the board that's harder to deal with. Excuse me. Whereas, like, Luffy, he can just start attacking. But, hey, let's see what happens. Here we go. Really attached to Dawn. Okay, we're going to swing 8, it looks like. Yeah, take the board out, 8 and 6. If he saves this, that's perfect for us. Then we can swing our 8 into that 6, and there's no way he can after that. Perfect. Absolutely. Yep. Your turn and pass. So we have 3K counter. We can't get out of anything too crazy right now. But, man, if they have a Yamato, this will be a crushing blow. I would 2K out of that. Absolutely. Yep, absolutely 2K out of that, because now this is going to force him to have his entire turn. Katakuri. Okay, puts that on back on top. Not a big deal. Okay, cool. So I think we have lethal here. Hang on. So... Boom, boom. No, not quite lethal. We don't quite have lethal, but we can do a lot with this turn. We can actually do so much with this turn. So if we swing for 7 with our with our Luffy, it will go through. So what I would do here is I would go straight for the Enel. We can't quite go for lethal yet. That's not an option. But I would be going 7 into an L, 7 into an L, 7 into an L, and then I would life my Kid and Killer and rinse and repeat, giving plus 2,000 to the Luffy or however we need to do it accordingly. All right, let's see what happens here. All right, so 9 into Enel, so that way it does have to get used. But they have to either let this card go. Very nice. So now I would life the Luffy. Whoops. Hang on. Okay. I don't... That might have been a play mistake. So what we could have done there was actually like best case scenario, where we put the Luffy back on top of our life to protect it, and then we swing in for 7 more, and it will get rid of this card. The Onami will go away. It will have no targets, and then we play out the Sanji and prepare for a lethal next turn. Okay, not a big deal, though. Not a huge deal. I wish we had done that in a slightly different order, and now we're going to lose the blocker, right? So they can't block, period. They're either going to pop our blocker or our rusher. They're going to pop the... Man, that was so interesting that they went for the blocker instead of Luffy. I'm perplexed, guys. But hey, we'll take it every single time, right? They play out that Luffy. Okay, sure. You got it. Okay, so there's... All right, so swing first. Well, hang on. Yes, attach it on. I would swing first. I'm saying hang on like he can hear me, right? I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting excited. But in this situation, if that's a trigger, it could hit our kid and kill her. That's my biggest concern. I would do him second. I mean, you might get a trigger no matter what, right? There's just no telling. Wait, why did we... Oh, I see. Okay, so I wouldn't have done that personally. So I would have played out the pudding there and done a top 5 search, and then I would have adjusted things from there. Okay? Because remember, these guys have rush. We can swing at them anytime, but hey, we're at 5 life now. If they attack into us, they're going to give us kid and killer. We pretty much have this game in the bag. They have to go for it. Swing 6, pop that to draw a card. They're trying to find a way to gain life. All that the NL is trying to do right now is gain life. That's it. He has no other option currently. Swing 10 into 8. Okay, sure, that doesn't win you the game. Let's see, does he have a Katakuri? He might have a Katakuri here. Okay, GG, we win. Awesome. That was a great game. And hey, this guy played it very well. There was a few things I would have done slightly differently, but in the end, this ended up working out just fine. Great game. I didn't see really many play mistakes. There was one at the very end that I think was technically a play mistake when they put the Onami on top of life right here. Okay, so let's go back to this turn. This is the one thing I want to say that was a slight mistake. Okay, this is a perfect situation where we get to swing 9 into their Enel. So watch. So we swing 9 into Enel. Okay, he lets it go. He doesn't save it, and which is obvious. You know, he doesn't want to lose the Onami. Too bad for him, because in this situation, we just attach 2 Dawn to our leader, put our, what's his name, our Luffy into life, smash in for 7. He only has 1 card in hand. It's literally impossible for him to save that life. It's going to go to his hand. He has 1 life left, and we just play out what's his name, the yellow Sanji there. And then next turn, we could potentially go for lethal. We're sitting on a blocker, but we're daring him to attack. And that's just the one thing I would have done slightly different there. But that was a great game. Very good showing of Red Yellow Sabo. You'll love to see it. Okay, now, let's go ahead and hop over to Bandai for a second. Y'all let me get set up. Give me just a second, guys. Got to go black screen here. Got to move my face over. Move, where is the... I got to move the overlay. And here we go. Okay. Let me go full screen and turn this off. So guys, I think in yesterday's video I mentioned that, or maybe it was one of the earlier videos this week, 3D2Y, the starter deck 14, is coming out August 16th. I'm recording this video on August 9th. August 12th will be the bans and restrictions update. So over the weekend, guys, I cannot wait to see what happens. I'm very excited. I can't wait to see what Bandai decides to do, because it will directly affect the future of the format, of the meta, of the game going forward. At least for the, the immediate future. Yeah, the stuff going on right now. Okay, but that's coming out this August 16th date and August 12th. I just can't wait for it, right? It could not come soon enough. I want to get my 2, starter decks to get all the cards I need from ST14. Because, guys, there are some good cards in here. Check it out if you have not already. Just hop on the website. I'll link it in the comment section below for you guys to check it out. And again, like I said, guys, I got to mention one more time because it's so exciting. Whatever gets released on August 12th for the bans and restrictions update, that will directly affect like the future, like this immediate close by future of the game. That will change everything. Now, usually it won't be till like a month out for when the bans and restrictions come into place. For example, for us over here in the West, if there is a ban and restriction that happens, it probably will not take effect. It'll be announced on the 12th, but it will not take effect until we get OP08. Now, you might be asking yourself, well, OP08's a while away, right? Not really. Guys, check this out. September 13th is the release date for OP08. It's already here. Like, it's already here. This OP07 was the fastest set that I've gone through so far in the game, like as far as how fast it went by. I can't believe OP08 is a month away, because pre-release is literally less than a month away. So August, September, right? So we have pre-release will probably start September, what is it? 7 minus 13 math, September 6th, right? So I think September 6th will be when all the pre-releases start happening. So literally less than a month away. How incredible is that, guys? I had to check my calendar, like, wait a minute. September does come after August, right? And the answer is yes, it does. Okay, we checked right there. We're good. All right, so that's coming out so soon, guys. Make sure you brush up on this, on the card list. I will have, how would I do it? I'll try to make a playlist of me going over all the OP08 cards, and I will link the playlist in the comment section below if someone's interested in that. But I have gone over all the OP08 cards already, you know, way back when the East first got into it. I'll be able to link that down there for anyone who wants to get caught up on the cards coming out, because it is less than a month away before pre-release. Now, that's it for that. We're going straight into more games, guys. It is Red Yellow Sabo day over here on the VV channel, on the VV Theory channel. So let's go ahead and hop into this. So the list we're going to be looking at now, let me go ahead and put my face back here. There we go. So what we're going to be looking at now are games of me playing the ST20 version, Big Mom Pirates version of Red Yellow Sabo. The ST20 Big Mom Pirates version of Red Yellow Sabo, if that makes any sense at all. I wanted to try out the new cards, and this is what I came up with. Definitely keep your you know, keep an open mind. Tell me what you guys think looks good, what could use changing, and I'll talk about it as well as we're going through it. But all right, let's go ahead and dive into this, guys. First game up is Red Yellow Sabo versus Purple Luffy. The volume is off, speed is on 2x, and we are good to go. So notice right away what's in my hand. That is a 6-cost Lin. And I'm going second, so I will have that right on curve. So right here, I go Hiyori, and I put a card in my life. What card was it? Well, I guess we're going to find out very soon. I put a card in my life. They swing for 8. I take it. It was the Parasparrow. I trash a Kikinojo because I have another Kikinojo I can play this turn. I'm going to swing for 5. I'm going to swing for 5. And I'm going to play out a Kikinojo, followed by a Charlotte Linlin. You see what's going on here. This does create a very interesting curve for the deck. Okay, they get a Magellan. That set me back. That was very unfortunate. But hey, I'm going to punish this guy. Swing 7. I'm trying to do a little bit of math right now. I need to... Okay, pause. There's a few things I could have done here that I wish I had done. I think instead of even playing out the Zoro, I got way too antsy there. It's like I should have just lifed the Kikinojo, swing for 7 on the Parasparrow, swing for 8 with Sabo. This guy is on a, you know, a really close clock at that point. But I'm going to swing for 7, swing for 5. I did that in the wrong order. That's like afterwards I was like, I don't know why I just did that. I guess I did get more attacks in, and I have a 7k body on the board, so that will completely hamper his next turn if he's trying to do something here. Starts off with when you're at sea, you fight pirates. And let's see what he gets. Just waiting on our opponent here to make a decision. They're going to swing 7 into 7. There's absolutely no world I'm giving him that card for 7. 5 into 5. I think I should have probably given him this, but I have so much pressure right now. It's like, you know what, dude? We are going full pressure mode. Now, I top deck a 7 Lin. That's pretty good. But I really wanted to try out the 6-cost Lin. I wanted to see how it felt. Let's see what my opponent wants to do. Play that out. I'll trash the 7 Lin. And now I can actually put that card back on top of my life, right? So it's like, all right, what do you want to do? Do you want to trash a life card or trash 2 cards from hand? He chose to trash 2 cards from hand. I am going to swing for 6. I went a little bit out of order again. It's whatever. Swing for 7. Let's see what he gives me. Card life there. I don't swing Zoro because he has a 6,000 power blocker on the board. So I'll just protect that. Hey, I'll take that card back. Absolutely. Swing in with the next card too. Swing it life with this next one too so I can get this Kikinojo on the board. Let's see what he does. That Jinbei is actually very interesting in ST18. It is a 5-cost Straw Hat Crew card. So you can cheat that card out with the new 7-cost Luffy. 10 into 7. We'll go ahead and grab a 2k counter. That's all we could really grab that was relevant. And now, this is where that 6-cost card in my hand is not really great, right? So I'm going to swing for 6 right here. I totally tricked this guy, I think. Yeah, play this out. Swing for 9, unblockable. That should be game. If it's not game, yeah, it was just enough. If that was not game, the reason I swung for 6, first of all, to get around Jinbei. The other reason was because I could, number one, if he had blocked with Jinbei, I could have just put everything on Hiyori and swung like 8 at face or whatever was left. But if he somehow survived that, I would just life my Luffy, and then I have 4 life, and I've got 6k encounter. Like, there's almost no way for me to lose that. Okay, first game's done. Let's go over to the next one. This one is going to be against Black Yellow Luffy. Okay, there we go. Let me go 2x speed. Excuse me. And I understand, guys, these are just games on the sim. This is just me testing cards. Against Black Yellow Luffy, I chose to take a life there, guys. Did y'all see that? I went Flampe to take my top or bottom life card and then draw a card for the turn. I go ahead and pop him with a Tropical Torment, swing for 5, and I'm like, dude, I'm about to attack you like you've never been attacked before with this Red Yellow Sabo list. He actually counters out. He takes the bluff there. He knows I'm not playing around. When you see it, when you see a Tropical Torment on turn 2 and then an attack, you know he's not playing around then, right? Okay, we get a trigger. We'll take it every time. Swing for 8. We'll take that too. Why not? Another trigger for Soul Pocus. And guys, here we go. You know, we're at the situation of the game now where it's like, dude, I'm not letting up. I'm going to go 7 into this ace about 3 times here. Let's see if he wants to save it. He knew better. That was very smart. We'll swing 7 into him. He should take this. Absolutely. Put this guy back. Swing 8. Now he has to give me a 2k or double 1k. Let's see what he chooses. 1k, 1k. You love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. He's down to 5 cards in hand. There's pretty much nothing he can do here, right? Like, as far as, like, surviving next turn, yeah, he can gain life like this if he wants to, but if he doesn't give me a blocker, I'm just loading everything on my leader and going face. Okay, so he swings for 11. Okay, I can't block out. We'll go ahead and give him that. My turn, and we're going everything. GG. All right, 12. He might be able to survive this. He might actually be able to survive. Yep, he was just able to survive. He has 1 card in hand, and now what? Right, now what do you do in this situation? He doesn't know this, but I have 2 2Ks in hand. I have the blocker on the board. I have 1 life. I'm in a decent spot to survive here. I mean, technically, he could have drawn something absolutely insane here, like maybe a way to get like double ace on the board or something. If he somehow had 2 aces in trash, well, I don't know, because he has to trash a card as well to do the effect. Plays out the Sabo. But it's kind of at the point now where it's like, dude, it's like he's continuously getting lower and lower in life. You know what I mean? Okay, so I think this is just a math win right here, right? He almost swung for 5. Okay, if he had swung for 5, I'm just going to 1k counter out, guys. I'll just use pudding and 1k counter out. But I think in this situation, I can swing 3 times, right? So one's going to get the blocker, one's going to get the life, and one's going to get the last life. Where it's like, okay, I do the math here. And I think I just swing for, 3 attacks of 7, and that should be game. Swing for 7, he has to take it. This guy, swing for 7, he has to block it, and then put this guy back into life, swing for 7, GG. That was just a simple mathematic win. But hey, being aggressive like that, yeah, it was a close game still. I was down to 1 life. It got a little too close for comfort. But when you're able to put a ton of pressure on Black Yellow Luffy, they actually can't really survive like that, right? There's like 2 ways to play around Black Yellow Luffy. Number 1 is the starve way, where you force them to take all their own life, which that way works just fine, right? But the other way is just all-out relentless aggression that they just simply can't keep up with. So that's what I chose to go in that one. Okay, next game we got against Red Blue Marco. Here we go. Speed is on 2x, volume is off. We're good to go. And let's see who goes first. I get to go first here. And I got an excellent curve. We got turn 1 pudding into in what will be turn 2 Pero Sparrow. You love to see it. He's going to go Ezo, get a card, do a top draw a card, and arrange from that way with leader effect. Swing for 5, play out Pero Sparrow, and it's my opponent's turn. Okay. Playing out the 2 Ezos here is a little bit, like I don't run a lot of removal in Red Yellow Sabo. There's not like a ton of removal in here because we just attack into the board when we need to with rushers and then life them. But hey, in this situation here, it's like, wait a minute. I can get pretty aggressive here. That's all that I'm thinking. I'm going to swing for 7, turn on my Kid Killer for later in the game. We will push this guy back to life. I'll swing for 5 here and then 7 more. Or I could go for 6 and play out the pudding. I like that play better. I like playing out the pudding here to be able to fight into his Ezos. And unfortunately, I did totally whiff the search, though. Which happens. It does happen when you're not running like a full like Big Mom Pirates list. Okay. 5 into here. I'll take that because I'm going to get the card. I go ahead and trash the 6-cost Lin. Next turn, I think I might play 6-cost Lin. I think it's a good idea. So he swings 2 into 2 there. Sure. Plays out this guy. Honestly, looking back, I think I should have taken this. I think I should have taken that and played a little more aggressively. But hey, not a big deal. I'm going to go ahead and play out the new Katakuri here. Give that a try. Shows a Satori on top. Gives me a free Dawn. And now I can go 6 into 6. Let's see if he gives me a card from hand. Perfect. Now we'll swing 7 into 6. Now we'll put that guy on life and swing 4 into 2. Now, yes, I could have given it to the Katakuri to make a larger blocker, but I've got 2 trigger cards on the top of my life. I'm not really upset. I'm not really upset in getting those cards. You know what I mean? I would like for him to attack me so I can get these cards into play. Okay, so swing for 6. I think I should just take this. Let's see what happens. Yeah, take it. And I actually do not use the trigger because I'm going to use that Paraspero to trigger the Satori if he attacks this turn for enough. Okay. This is a really good play by him. He's going to be able to pop my Katakuri easily. Yep, very nice with the leader effect, -2. Then it pops a 5 or less. So that could have hit a 7. So if I had buffed my... there is something to be said there. If I had buffed my Katakuri, he would still be alive right now, playing around the 7 cost Newgate. So that, I would say that was technically a play mistake. And I should have done it. I should have done it in that way. Okay, but hey, you got to keep going, right? The game's not over. I've got a lot of very aggressive lines of play I can do here, or I can play a little more passively, playing out the 6 Lin. And it looks like that's what I'm kind of favoring, because I will say, when I was making these, I was like, no, never mind. I'm just going to play out this guy. When I was making this video, it was like, okay, when I was doing all these games that we're looking at today, it was like, I really want to try out this new 6-cost Lin, and she wasn't as good as I thought. I'm not going to lie, as far as, like, in this deck goes. Like, in Red, Yellow, Sabo, I feel like my more aggressive lines of play are just always preferable. Swing 8 into 6. Let's see what he wants to give me. He has 1 Dawn open. He could Rad Beam here for 4. But I'm not opposed to that, right? Like, I'm actually not upset if he does that. Okay, he does a guard point. That's fine with me. Or not guard point, Bad Manners Kick Course. So now we will go add this here. I'm going to play out the Paraspero. I'm going to bounce this guy back. And I'm going to swing 6 in the face and get him down to 1. Try to, at least. Okay, I've got 4 life. He can only attack 3 times this turn. Well, I guess he can attack 4 if he wants to go with Iza, if he really wants to. Or if he has a rush card like Ace. Okay, he just did something there. He did -2,000 to my Paraspero. Now he can pop it with the Edward Newgate, which I'm fine with. I'm fine with that. Swing 6. I do want my Kid and Killer back here. I'm tempting him to not attack, not to crack Paraspero, but then look what he got from the top. That was pretty insane. I'm not going to lie. That was wild what he got there. Okay, so we go ahead and get that, and now we're in like a dire situation. We do get a Kikinojo. I don't do the Satori trigger because I wanted to keep it, you know, as a 2K counter for what's happening here. But I should have absolutely done it, and that was just... Oh, I couldn't do it. Hang on. Why didn't I do it? Oh, because he could have popped it with one of the Edward Newgates. Sorry, guys. I just missed that. Okay. So right here, we're going to smash in. And here we go. Gonna swing for 7 and 7. Let's see. Yeah, he just leaves. So, so the reason, let me go back, guys. The reason I did not play out the Satori here is, check this out. Okay, play. There we go. And I am playing. So I take it, but look at this. He was waiting to swing with his Edward Newgates like a very good player. He was waiting to swing with his Edward Newgate, so that way he could take out the Satori by tapping it, and the Paraspero by tapping his other one. And then he sets up a win for the next turn. Okay, so right here, I don't play it out. I just keep the 2K counter. He swings in. I get a Kikinojo trigger. Honestly, he probably should have gotten rid of the Kikinojo, but I don't think it really matters at the end of the day because I was going to come in for so many attacks after that. Okay. And now I end up finishing the game like this. Swing for 7. Pretty much no way he's going to be able to survive that, survive this turn. So then we go ahead and swing for 7 more. He gets a Sanji's Pilaf. That's nice and all, right? But what I should have done here, I did it a little bit out of order. I should have swung for 7 first, but okay, it didn't matter, I guess. GG, that was a close one. If he had Dawn open, he maybe could have eked that out. If he had 2 Dawn open, then he could have survived. But you can't do that and play out the, the Sanji plus the, plus the Newgate and all that good stuff. Okay, good game. Red Blue Marco, very cool deck. I really like that deck. Okay, so we've done Purple Luffy, we've done Black Yellow Luffy, we've done Red Blue Marco. Now we're going to do 2 games of Katakuri to end off. Okay, Katakuri, very strong deck. And remember, we do have all the new cards in this version, so they should have the same cards as me as far as like the new stuff goes from ST20. I do think Katakuri becomes very good again in ST20. I don't know if he becomes S tier, but he probably is on like the top of A tier, if I had to guess. I'm not sure, obviously. I'm just saying if I had to guess. Okay, I did a top 5 search. Did I whiff the top 5 search, guys? I'm sorry. Or the top 4 search with, hang on. There we go. Okay, so let's see what I get with Pudding. Sorry, guys, I missed it. Top four search, we get a 7 Lin. Okay, I do like that a lot. And that was one thing I noticed as well. Like, for Red Yellow Sabo, I'm not a huge fan of that Katakuri like I thought it would be. And the same thing with the 6 Lin. Like, 6 Lin and the new 5-cost Katakuri, they just didn't really matter too much to me. Like I felt like there was always a more aggressive line of play that I'd rather do there. Okay, going to swing for 5. They gave me a 2K counter. I'm going to go ahead and swing for 5 more. We're just going to keep this as aggressive as possible. And now it's my opponent's turn. Let's see what they get. Looks like they're contemplating a trigger. It was nothing. They draw for the turn. And let's see what happens. Excuse me. So they're going to swing for 7, probably in the face here. And I don't know whose life they look. I don't know if they looked at my life or theirs. I can't remember. So swing for 7. I take it. It's a you're the one who should disappear. Sure, doesn't matter. I do want to get them down to 3 or less life in case I get one of these Kikinojo triggers or Nekomamushi or something like that. And soon I want to turn on my Hidden Killer so that way I can start bashing in for 7 for 4. Because he is an absolute all-star in this deck. Okay, so here we go. Going to swing in for 6. I think I'm going to play out a Kikinojo here and pass the turn. All right, cool. My opponent's turn. They're about to be on a 6 Dawn turn. Hopefully they don't have... Actually, I was going to say hopefully they don't have a Gadatsu, but it wouldn't matter because it wouldn't be able to pop my Kikinojo anyway. They can pop my Pudding all they want to. You know, Pudding can get KO'd all they want. Okay, swing for 5. Give him 1K counter here because he will have 1 more attack. I don't want to go too low in life too quickly against Katakuri. So let's see what they do here. They have 6 Dawn left. I'm not sure what their play is going to be here. I'm not sure what play they're trying to go for. They're going to swing for 7. I'm going to take this one more than likely. I think I should because, you know, you do want to take some of your life cards against Katakuri because then they're just going to start, like, ramping you out of the game with Lin-Lins. Okay, so I take it. It's a 2K counter. We'll take that. Okay, so he's going to go ahead and bust out the 5-cost Luffy. But guess what? He can't pop my Kikinojo yet because he has to be at 2 or less life in order to do that effect. So right here, we're going to swing 7 into the Parasparrow. By all means, give me all your cards. Now I can put that card back into life. I'm trying to decide what I want to do for the rest of the turn because I still have 5 Dawn to play with, or 6 Dawn to play with. Okay, so right here, I just load up on Pudding, it looks like. Maybe attach 1 to Pudding and then play out a blocker. That's probably, or maybe play out another Kikinojo. Swing 5 at life, swing 6 at life, and then play out Kikinojo. And then if they don't take this, okay, very nice. Let's see what they get. Any triggers? Let's see. They get a Satori. Okay, seems good. Well, now I'm swinging 6 more at life. And now my Katakuri will, now my Hidden Killer will be turned on for where he can attack all out. He does 2K counter, or if they had taken that, I mean, obviously. Right here, play out the Kikinojo, and I'm feeling pretty good. Hey, if you want to pop my Kikinojo now, and I can gain a life, by all means do it. But at the same time, they are about to probably play out a 7-Lin or a 6-Lin. Banish. They're going to give Banish to a character or to a leader. Okay. I have some pretty crazy counter power in hand. So I might save this card. We'll have to see what happens. I think I should personally. It depends, I guess. It does depend. Okay, he's going to go for 10 at 5. And I'm like, you know what, man? Maybe I should let it go, but I could easily counter out of this. 11 at 5, excuse me, because he had to do the top search. So I'm like, all right, I think I counter out. I don't remember. No, I let it go. Okay. I think countering out would have been a little bit reckless. I'm not going to lie. So swing for 5. Now we can easily counter out of these if we need to. I would say so. We don't want to get too low. Okay, swing for, what is this going to be, 7? He has 1 Dawn left. Okay, he's leaving 1 Dawn active. I don't know what he's threatening, but he is leaving 1 Dawn active. I'll give him a 2K here. That's fine. Because I do want to be able to play around Lin-Lin next turn if I need to. Okay. Just waiting on my opponent here, guys. Sorry, we're just waiting for him to make his move. It's not my turn yet. Okay, now it's my turn. Draw for the turn. Get my Dawn. I'm on 9 Dawn, so they'll be on 10 next turn. Right now, it's time to fight for the board. Right now, it's time to get the board back. Okay. Because that is one way to play around Lin-Lin, is you get the entire board back. And if they want to drop a 10-Lin when you have a full board and they have nothing, sure, by all means. So I'm going to swing for 6 there. I think they're going to tap down my guy. Pause. Let me see something. Yeah. Oh, did I not pause it? Whoops. Hang on. I don't know what I just hit there, guys. Hopefully I didn't stop the recording. No, we're good. We're good. That scared me. Hang on. So they go ahead and play out a... let me go back to where we were. All right, so I swing for 6 here, and they're going to go ahead and play out a Flame Split, or a Flame Spit. Hang on, let's see. There it is. Let me pause right when we get to it. All right, I'm going to mouse over it. I'm like, wait a minute. So this card right here... Dude, do we not have it on 2x speed? Sorry, guys. It was not on 2x speed. I was like, man, this game is taking forever. My apologies, guys. So they played out Flame Split. This is a 1 cost plus 1,000 power for the turn, counter, or main. And after this, if your opponent has 2 or less life, rest up to one of your opponent's 4 cost or lower characters. That was less than ideal. I should have played around that, but that is kind of a newer card that I'm not used to seeing everywhere just yet. But I do need to start playing around that more, because I could have swung with my Kikinojo first and they would have saved me big time there. Okay, but either way, it doesn't change too much. Right here, I'm going to go ahead and gain a life from that effect, gain a life from that past turn. So they gave me a life with Charlotte Linlin, the 7 cost. Now I have a 7 cost 8k body on the board. I've played out this effect here. They're going to have to play Tinlin first. Okay, well, I'm taking that, right? There's no way in the world I'm not taking that. Okay, and now it's my, you know, now they're going to swing for 7 more. Okay, so they're not going for Linlin, right? They're not going for a Tinlin play, which means they must not have it in hand, because you just slam Tinlin there to get rid of my trigger and then just swing out board, and now you go up to 4 life and you're in such good position to win this game. They're going to swing for 7. I get a Parasparrow trigger. I go ahead and trash the Zoro, as awful as that feels. I probably should have trashed the You're the One Who Should Disappear, but still, that's okay. I am a little bit defensive here. Like, they are running me over, right? Let's just be honest. Let's be fair. I'm getting run over right here. But I think I should have kept the Zoro over the Luffy. Or over the Zoro. Excuse me, I should have kept the Zoro over the Luffy or the You're the One Who Should Disappear. Okay, but I'm just going to go for the board. So here is the beauty of what this deck can do. I'm going to go for his entire board now, and I'm going to gain a life every turn. Right? Like I'm not going anywhere here. I'm going to swing 5 into there. Now I can put this card back on top of my life, plus 2 there. I'm going to go for 5 at face, and I'm probably going to play out a Kikinojo. Okay, we'll see if he gets a trigger. Nope, no trigger. So right here we will swing first, just in case. And then I'm going to play out a Kikinojo, almost guaranteed. Yep, he does get to play out another card. But hey, right here I'm in the situation where I just have to do what I have to do here. If he has Linlin or some type of rush character, I'm probably dead. It's that simple, right? I'm just, like I said, I'm just gone if he has a rush. If he has some type of rush card or Tinlin, and if he plays this in the wrong way. Because if you're smart here, you will go, okay, no, and he doesn't have Tinlin, so I'm immediately feeling better, and he's attacking into my board. He's probably gonna push my card to the bottom. Or no, he checked his life card, maybe? He might have checked his top life card. Okay, he's gonna go 6 into 5. Okay, great. I get a top 3 search with that Parasparrow. Parasparrow is money, guys. Parasparrow is just so good. Okay, I decide to trash a life here because I feel like I can just go game right here. I'm gonna swing, or hang on, I think I'm going to. Yeah, it's 7 into face, and now it doesn't matter what it is. Like if he has a counter to get out of it, that's fine. Go to 1. Yeah, go up to 8. Now I can swing for 7, and then I can swing for the rest on Luffy. Okay, let's see what trigger it is, as long as it's not a blocker. Oh, wait, it wouldn't even matter if it was a blocker because he'd have been unblockable. But as long as it wasn't like a some type of KO effect. Well, I don't know, a KO effect wouldn't matter either, right, because I can just swing through. Anyway, really good game. Katakuri is a very tough matchup for the list. All right, let's do one more game of Katakuri here. And this is not the same player. This is just another random Katakuri on the sim. Man, sorry about that, guys. I had that other game in 1x speed. That felt brutal. I was like, dude, this game is taking forever. Sorry about that, guys. But all right, we're back at it now. They're going to start off going... we're going to go first. We did not get a pudding start, but they did. Then we're going to play out Parasparrow. And now we're just kind of... We're in full-on race mode. This guy has basically challenged me to a race. That is what is happening right here. So watch this turn, guys. Slam in for 7. Top of deck this guy. Slam in for 7. He gets a Onami trigger. Seems good. Slam in for 8. Your turn. I gain a life every turn when I do this, by the way. And you better believe I'm going to be pitching cards aggressively to get these Satoris in. So I go ahead and take that. Get this card out. He goes ahead. He pops it with Onami. Sure, it's fine. Okay, swings for 7. All right. So right here, guys, it's not over. It's not over. Swing for 7. He gets a Kikinojo. I'm like, okay, I don't care. We're all in. We are all in right here. I've got 3 life he has to get through, and I have triple 2K in hand, 3 life, and a 0 cost. All right, counter, sure. All right, I got to take one of these, right, because I do need to get my Zoro back, potentially. Yeah, because next turn is just going to be gas. Oh, man, and then I hit a Sanji trigger. Seems good. Seems very, very good. Oh, okay, you want to do that? Yeah, I will trash a life gladly. They're going to swing for 7. I give them a 0 cost 3K. My turn. Watch this, guys. Time for fireworks, right? Swing for 7. They counter out. Play out Sanji. Or, I mean, not Sanji. Obviously, Zoro. put this card back on life, swing for 7. He can't counter out of that. Even if he had like a beige, I don't think it would have been enough. I mean, if he had beige, maybe. Beige would have been like, okay, if he has the 1K counter in hand like he probably did have, then it would have been just enough. But hey, sometimes, guys, red yellow Sabo can just turn on the heat and just go to town. Just go face. And that's one thing I really like about the trigger version, which is what I'm running. Let me go ahead and bring that up now. Oh, give me just a second. I really like that the trigger version can just go absolutely crazy at face. I'm pretty sure this is what I was running. I don't see the Kikinojo. Yeah, I do. Okay, the Kikinojos are right here. All right, so let me move my face real quick. And let's bring up the red and yellow cards. But yeah, so this is the current direction I was messing with for like the ST20 starter deck, like adding the yellow Big Mom Pirate stuff. But I have to tell you guys, after trying it, I was not super impressed. Okay, I was not super impressed with this or this in the deck. In fact, I think out of all the games, I played Katakuri once, and I played Linlin once. I might have played this card twice, I don't remember. But overall, they seemed a little bit lackluster for what this deck is trying to do. Now, if you're playing Katakuri, like actual, mono yellow 5-life Katakuri the leader, or the 5-life Linlin or something, sure. Then these cards seem like they're very good. But as is, like in red yellow Sabo, not a huge fan. Not a huge fan. Let's go ahead and break down the list real quick and we'll talk about it. So I was running 4 Kid and Killer, 3 Zoro. I actually want to swap that around. I think I should be running 3 Kid and Killers and 4 Zoro. Zoro is just insane, guys. It's so good in the list. Excuse me. Luffy is an absolute finisher. He is one of the best closers you can get your hands on because he gets around blocker, gets any kind of black decks. 4 Flampe, 4 Pudding, 4 Paraspero, 4 Sanji, 4 Satori, 4 Kikinojo, 4 Hiyori, 3 Charlotte Linlin, the 7 Lin, 4 of the new 5-cost Katakuri. Pause and read this if you don't know what he does. And then 4 of the new 6-cost Linlin. Pause and read if you don't know what this does. And then 2 of the 0-cost event. So I have to say, the more I playtest this deck, the more I play this leader. And don't worry, I know it sounds like I'm very sad, like I'm about to say something absolutely ominous or horrible. I'm not. I'm just like gathering my thoughts on like when it comes to playing this leader, it's all about these cards right here, in my opinion. Like especially the Zoro. Zoro is it's just like never a dead card. If they have a full board, we just attack into their board. If they don't, if we have like an equivalent board or something like that, we can start going face, and then we throw him into life. He's protected there. They can't KO him, and then you can just go about things that way. Like, he's just incredible. The character is just incredible. Same thing with Luffy's a little bit worse, believe it or not, because think of it like this. For 3 Dawn, I'm getting a 5,000 power body. For 5 Dawn, I'm getting a 6,000 power body. And that's where I do like the Ace. Like, let me bring up all the 5-cost cards. The 5-cost 7K Rush Ace. But the problem with this card is you have to be at 2 or less life or you don't get Rush. So there are certain games where like your opponent's kind of starving you, and then this card is just a 5-cost 7K vanilla. It's not even as good as a vanilla because it doesn't have a 1K count. It does not have a 1K counter. So yes, typically speaking, this card will have gas. Like you'll be able to just run people over with it because you're going to take life aggressively if you. Excuse me. You're going to take life aggressively if you have this card. But otherwise, it's just not doing a whole lot. You know what I mean? You have to get 2 or less life, or this is just, like I said, it's a worse version of a vanilla. But Zoro, no stipulation. Like, this card just always, always, always has Rush, right? Sorry, I guess I'm, like, dipped way down in my chair right now. I gotta sit up. But Zoro just always has Rush. Kid and Killer always has Rush, but he has the same stipulation as Zoro, as Ace. Where it's the opposite, right? Like, I have to be at 2 or less life for Ace to go off, and my opponent has to be at 2 or less life for Kid and Killer to go off. I'm not a big fan of that, guys. I'm going to be honest. I'm just not a huge fan of that. And I think going forward with the list, I do want to make it just more centered on Zoro and Luffy. Like, maybe just making it about them, and then maybe run, like, 1 or 2 Kid and Killers, because why not? You can still run, like, 1 or 2, and if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. But yeah, I do think the Rush package is absolutely of vital, critical importance when it comes to what Red Yellow Sabo is trying to do. Because you're protecting those cards. They're fighting for the board, or they're fighting for lethal, whatever you need for them. Now, as far as these go, the blocker thing is not really what we're going for. Like, yes, Sanji is a blocker that's very good in this deck, because he also is a trigger. You know, he's not just a blocker. He's not just a 1K counter. He's a 4-cost 5K body with a trigger, so we can play him. Whereas this is just a very slow card. It slows us down too much. Even being able to use his activate main to flip a card face up in our life to add a Dawn attached to one of our characters or leaders. I'm just not a huge fan after playing it. I thought I was going to really like this card in Sabo because, hey, on a 6 Dawn turn, I can go, boom, plop down Katakuri, attach 1 Dawn to my leader with the effect of Katakuri, and then with the final Dawn, attach it to Katakuri and gain a life that way, swing for 6, and we can just keep repeating what we need to, but it's not enough. Because let me say it like this, on a 6 Dawn turn, where I could do that right there, I can go play out Zoro, attach 2, swing for 7, and attach the final Dawn to my leader, life the Zoro, and swing for 6. So it's just always better to have this aggressive character. Always. It's just every single time it's always better to have Zoro. At least from what I've seen. Now, another card that I want to talk about, I think this card is incredible. I think this card is absolutely incredible for what we're doing. Like, when we're playing on curve, we can keep these big bodies on the board. I do still like Linlin, but I think she's only good as like a 2 or a 3 of. I don't think this card is like a 4 of. 3 of is probably as far as I'd go with it, and that's even running it with like the Pudding Searcher and the Paraspera where I see it all the time. So maybe 3 is like the magical number for it. I'm a huge fan of this card. Kikinojo as well. So here's my problem with Kikinojo. If I'm going to be running Kikinojo, then I think like, how do I say this? I'm not going to lie to you guys. I've been leaning away from Kikinojo, even though this card is so good. Because if I can't get my opponent down to 3 life, like say I'm going against a 5 life leader, which, hey, now there's Lucci, Doflamingo, and Bonnie. Like, there's, like, some pretty good 5 life leaders out there. And if they get a hit in first where I lose my Kikinojo trigger, I'm tilted, right? Like, it's like it just puts me on tilt immediately. Whereas, like, you can't do that to Satori. Satori always gets his trigger. Pero, Sanji, they just always get their trigger. No matter what, you can't stop it as long as you have a card to trash. So part of me is starting to lean away from Kikinojo. I might go down to a 3 of this card. So like I said, like 2 Kid and Killers and 3 Kikinojos, because that little 5-card package is just a very nice package, right? Because it's like your opponent has to be at 2 or less life for Kid and Killer and 3 or less life for Kikinojo. And I think I might keep that as a package in Sabo going forward as like a little 5-card mini package. When I get the cards, it's value. But I'm not relying on those cards to do what they do over the whole game. It's just when I get it. And when I don't, I still have an entire game plan. Because especially, like I said, Zoro. So let me just say this right now, guys. I'm going to talk about this Linlin in a second. Let me get rid of the Katakuri. I'll drop down to down 1 Kikinojo, down to 2 of Kid and Killer. And let me go to Zoro real quick. This would be the immediate revisions. Now, with that in mind, I'm not even focused on using these characters. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't even care about them. And that's what makes me want to completely... I was almost ready to completely get rid of Kikinojo. I'm not going to lie to you. And that was going to be in favor of a card that should be able to help out our blue matchup in Gadatsu. So instead of running that... let me just bring up 5-cost characters again. I'm really considering going Gadatsu. I think I mentioned this in my last video as well. I could be wrong. My last Red Yellow Sabo video. I'm considering going Gadatsu over the new 5-cost Katakuri, this card right here. Because what would you rather do? Play out a blocker that it might let you swing for an extra 1,000? Or would you rather be able to play out a guy that pops one of your opponent's probably like 4-cost or lower characters? You see what I mean? Because even though, okay, we're going to be running Kikinojo, so our opponent still has to respect, you know, going down to 3 life and going down to 2 life. He could be in a lot of trouble with Kid and Killer. Our opponent has to respect our triggers and our rushers. So they're probably going to try to stay around 4 life. So against like something like Doflamingo, plopping down to Gadatsu and popping a 4-cost or less, that's not bad. It's just not bad. You know what I mean? Now, let me leave all that here because I'm very happy with the way this looks. Like the 2 Kid and Killers, the 3 Kikinojos, the 3 Kikinojos, and the 4 Gadatsu. I really like the 4 Gadatsu as well. Number 1 for the utility we were saying early on. We don't have to go face anymore because we're not fully reliant on these type of triggers or this type of rusher. But this is a 5-cost 6K with a 1K counter. So there's a situation where if they don't remove our card, we can just attach 1 Dawn to him next turn, swing for 7, put him back on life. And now we can start a KO loop. You see what I'm saying? Like, because Dofi, guys, for those who are not aware, blue decks like Boa and Doflamingo are actually a problem for this deck. Like, they're a serious problem. Okay? So if we can run Gadatsus, I don't think that's going to be a bad thing. Let me say that. I don't think it will be a bad thing. But hey, you tell me what you think in the comment section below, guys. I think this card is a step in the right direction. Now, we have to talk about Sixlin. And tell me what you guys think about her in the comment section below. I want to know what you guys think, but I really want to talk about this character. It's a 6 cost 7K. That is a very attractive stat line, okay? Because for 7, we can drop out Charlotte Linlin. But here's another 7 Dawn play. Drop this down, 6 cost 7K. We have to trash a card from hand, but our opponent has to lose a life or trash 2 cards. Now, with our final Dawn, we can attach to our leader and put this on top of our life and do it again next turn if we need to. So I will say this, I'm thinking, like, currently I'm thinking about going down to 2 of this card. I think going down to 2 Charlotte Linlin, at least in the Big Mom Pirates version of the deck, I think going down to 2 of this is probably a decent call. And again, guys, this is not till ST20, but hey, that's actually not that far away if you think about it. Okay. So, so I think going down to 2 will be fine because I do like the card. And hey, worst case scenario, we don't use the on play. We just play out a 6 cost 7K and we don't trash a card. And now we can just life this card very easily if we need to. It's just an option. I'm just saying it is an option. But other than that, you know, I think this is pretty much right where it needs to be. Some cards that I have been messing with. In the next Red Yellow Sabo video, you know, next time on Red Yellow Sabo. No, I'm just kidding. But on the next time we do Red Yellow Sabo, I am messing with an 8 cost Katakuri. Okay, Katakuri. Let me go to 8 cost cards here. I think this card is absolutely crazy. Like with what you can do with Red Yellow Sabo, you can start a life loop with you and your opponent. Let me explain. If you're trying to stall the game out a little bit and they just drop down a Gecko Moria, that's a very, very powerful play, right? Well, one thing you can do, let's just say you have 9 Dawn, because let's say they did an 8 Dawn Gecko, we're on our 9 Dawn turn. Play out Katakuri, bottom life their Gecko, and then top life your own Katakuri, and then swing for 6. And then whatever else you had on the board, of course, you know, swing accordingly. But there is something to be said here. It is searchable by both of these cards. It gives us another big option in the deck. This bounces Eustace Kid. This bounces Gecko Moria. It bounces our opponent's Katakuris if we need to do that, something along those lines. Hey, here's another card. It bounces Dragon. It has a lot of things. It can just boop, get out of the way. Just boops it right out of the way. This Katakuri is very nice for what we're doing sometimes, guys, when we need to stall a little bit. So I think having like a little bit of a 2-card option there will be very good. But yeah, so this is about where the list is. There are 2 spots that are open. I'm thinking about going up another You're the One Who Should Disappear and another Monkey D. Luffy. In fact, I'll just do that for now just to fill the spots. I do 0. 0 didn't work. Okay, it kind of did. So we'll go up to one of these and then we'll go up to another Luffy. But yeah, this is kind of the direction I think I'm going to be taking the Big Mom Pirates version of the deck. The one big change I will make, since we don't have access to this until ST18, so if you're trying to play something right now, honestly, just go up the 4th Kikinojo and go up a 3rd Kid and Killer, like for the time being, or you could also go up another You're the One Who Should Disappear. This is a flex spot. Okay, guys, it's a total flex slot. And same idea with this. If you don't have money for a you know, this is like a, what is this card, like $60 US right now, $60 USD right now. If you cannot afford this card currently, no big deal. Literally just play Shanks. Let me, whoops. Sorry, guys. It's hard to type with one hand. There we go. Just run 2 of these, 2 or 3 of these, right? Like, okay, let me say that. If you're trying to make this list budget and usable currently in the current meta, you can just drop down 2 Charlotte Linlins and 2 of these Katakuris. And let me say this for now. Let me say this 85 version. This is the new version I recommend, and I'll link in the comment section below. But you can just, like, okay, drop this, throw in 2 Shanks. Okay, and then, oh, like you don't have enough money for the Katakuris? Not a big deal. Drop those and just go up Kiku, go up Kikinojo, and maybe even a Luffy or another Kid and Killer or another You're the One Who Should Disappear. It's just totally up to you. It's totally up to you. All right, guys. Well, that's about it. That was the list today, guys. This was the list I was running. Well, excuse me. It won't be the exact same, but this is basically what I was running today. But remember, instead of running the Katakuris, I was running the 5-cost Katakuri. Instead of running the 8-cost Katakuri, I was running the 5-cost Katakuri. All right, that's enough of that. Big shout out to all of the people who support the channel. Thank you guys so much. Guys, if you're just like liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, viewing my videos, it's helping me out so much, and I really, really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody who's bought the playmat. I hope you guys are enjoying that playmat. I'm a big fan of it still. You know, I still have plenty of copies left for anyone who is interested in buying one. I do have I think I have like 40 or so copies left. So if you're interested in the playmat, by all means, hit me up. We'll work it out. You know, hit me up on Discord or on YouTube. We'll figure out a way to get it to you. It's still $35 for anyone in the United States, and I believe for anywhere international, I think it's about $55. So it's not really that much. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. I guess it depends on the country, but we'll have to see. Make sure to message me if you're international. Okay, and then also big shout out to all of the VV Pirates patrons, guys. Thank you guys so much to everyone who helps in the ways they do. This is literally just donating to me to try to help me out so we can keep this channel going, keep the dream alive, keep the channel up and running. All right, thank you guys so much. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. As usual, if you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please do not hesitate to put them down in the comment section below. Tell me how Red Yellow Sabo is going for you guys. How are y'all doing? Are you guys winning anything in your locals? Are you guys getting good ratios? What are you struggling with? Put it all in the comment section below or hop on the Discord and we'll chat about it there. All right, guys, that's it. Hope y'all enjoyed. Until next time, peace.